guess it ain't even Pro Bowl no more. It's flag football.
I ain't even
Manning
trying to check that shit out.
Man, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. That was all. I always love to see the cats do the skill competition. What you got on Super Bowls?
Hey,
Who you got? Who you run with?
Eagles.
Eagles, Chiefs. He say him go with them Eagles.
I'm gonna roll with them Eagles.
Man, I ain't got my KC hat on, but you know what it is. Chiefs all day long.
I think
won't see no Eagles win no damn Super Bowl for the Cowboys, but whatever.
I mean, in the NFL, all that shit don't really matter about complete team and none of that, everything else. But I just think the Eagles, you know, they've been on a streak. They've been on one kind of all season. I think it's their time. You know what I'm saying? I like both QBs, but I really want to see Hurts get him a chip. You know, kind of shake them haters off,
First
get
black
that
Super
monkey
Bowl
off of them.
Quarterback?
Both quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah, so shout out to that. Black History Month. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. How that all kind of came together for us. You know what I'm saying? Put some celebration to that. Man, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs, man, just because, you know, they got that boy Mahomes, and I like to see him. I like somebody knock down Brady. Don't let him live up there too long. Kind of speaking on Brady, the GOAT, he called it a day, man.
Yeah.
He hung him up.
Yeah,
he gone. He gone. He done.
Really jumped full-fledged off into Brady too. It was kind of what his Achilles heel was, and every quarterback really is Philly's defensive line. That's what I want to throw in there real quick before we can jump back. Yeah. Man, their D line is nasty.
Philly's D line is nasty.
Nasty.
They're super nasty.
The pressure that can provide off of rushing just forward. I think that might be a little. I don't know if it's going to be necessarily game changing because I think it's going to be a good bowl, but it's going to be something to kind of watch.
It's going to be a great game. There's a lot of injuries going into it. You know, Hurts his shoulder, Mahomes his ankle, a couple of the receivers, Juju,
Kelsey dinged up a little bit too.
Somebody else went down for KC, Nicole Hardman. So, you know, see how some of these guys bounce back for Super Bowl. I'm sure they're going to be jacked, ready to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the bump.
So, you know what I mean?
They're going to be on adrenaline and
it's gonna be
cortisone shots.
But I think the thing with Philly, they got to play a team in San Francisco that they're familiar with. You know what I mean? So they kind of can scheme for them. So you're gonna get a lot of formation variations. Kansas City is heavy on that, different formations, different things. So it should be a great game.
And dynamic quarterback
for sure.
KC, I don't think Philly really ran into that.
If you call it Dak, explosive or whatever, nah, he ain't that, man. Dak ain't that guy, man. Dak ain't that guy. Going back to the great, man. Going back to the GOAT,
going back to Brady, man.
What you got on the GOAT?
I don't know, man. A career, I hope if it stays this way, which I think it is, I think he's truly done. You know, it was one of the, in my opinion, even though he's from that team up north, but one of the greatest stories, I think, in NFL history, to come from, you know, where he came from, being drafted, not really being on anybody's radar, going to the, you know, the perfect system, coach, and everything else to get groomed, and then you turn out being one of the greatest, where, in my opinion, is flip-flop. He was, you know, he was the sword, and to turn around, end up being Belichick was just a handle in the sheath. You know what I'm saying? So one of the greatest from not being really expected to be that and turning out to be that and maintaining it.
What me and Tom Brady got is a love-hate relationship. See, if I'm going to be truly honest, I think Tom Brady was probably the first reason I ever liked the UNM, right? But what pissed me off about the UNM in their 4 years, and this is why I won't throw Lloyd Carr's name in there, because he didn't start Brady every fucking game like he should have when he was at Michigan. Because every fucking game, man, Brady would come back. Brady made me want to be a quarterback in college when I was just a young buck, right, coming up. So, but I never understood. I know Brady's story, but I didn't see a better college quarterback at the time I was watching as a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Tom Brady at Michigan, then Tom Brady. So I didn't understand why he went so late. So perseverance to me was the biggest thing for Tom Brady because he believed in himself and he never rested on his laurels, man. He went out there and balled. Now, the hate part is because the son of a bitch won all the Super Bowls, beat a bunch of my teams.
Yeah, you got tired of seeing him.
You know what I'm saying? You get tired of seeing him. And so,
he was
Charles Wilson, Tom Brady, David Tyrell, man. They had a few running backs. I can't think of Tim Biakabatuka. You know, I've always been, Michigan. So, but no, Brady was that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Brady was that guy. You know, nothing against the Buckeyes.
Always did. He got to the point on Super Bowl Sunday, you wanted to see everything, the commercials, all shit was new and cool. But Tom Brady, he was the only thing that wasn't fresh and new. Like this motherfucker's there again. But it's like he just goes to the different venues and they pick every year, sleeps there a couple weeks before the Super Bowl, and then go ahead and suit up and play.
But if I was to rank my quarterbacks, I still got Joe Montana, number one all time. He's the only quarterback to ever go 16-1 and win the Super Bowl. So I think that's big time. You know what I mean? Then you might have Jalen Hurts be able to do it if he wins the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But I think, but when it's all said and done, I think Mahomes he stays healthy. He has a damn good chance to do a lot of things nobody's ever going to get to see be done before.
I think these young quarterback classes in there playing right now, everybody within maybe a span of 5 years with each other. It's gonna be pretty nice. I think that boy Joe Burrow, he gonna end up being nice.
Burrow, nice.
Too. It's a lot of people that got a lot of skills.
But Bryce Young coming.
Yeah, that's what
Stroud
I'm saying.
coming, you know what I'm saying? So it's some young cats.
This next 10 to 12 years of quarterbacks is going to be pretty nice. There's some cats that can really fling that ball.
Speaking of quarterbacks, speaking of flinging the ball, speaking of being mobile, speaking of all those things we spoke with quarterbacks, what about the Denver Broncos making a splash to fix their quarterback? They went and got a guru, Sean Payton, going to Denver, going to become the highest paid NFL head coach in the process. Shout out to Denver.
Now the motto should be, or the slogan should be, let Russ learn. Get your ass in the system and get with it.
Man, I think it's gonna be a good fit. I think a lot of things that Russell probably doesn't do well. Sean Payton will be able to come to identify and correct him, or maybe translate it in a way that he will want to learn and not just cook. And so, but I always thought Denver knows how to put a football team together. It's one of the organizations that seem to know how to dress up really well from all three phases of the game. So, that's big time what they got up there in the background. Sean Payton, 27.6 points per game, the highest scoring average in Super Bowl era. Minimum 40 games.
So they got a little, foundation of a D.
I tell you this, man. Anybody that can change the look of a whole fucking organization like the Saints, that's big time.
Well, he makes you accountable just with him standing on the sideline. Like, that's the cachet that Sean Payton come with.
For sure.
The team going to be accountable. They're going to play with passion and discipline. It's a scheme that they can believe in. He's going to have a coaching staff that's going to be fired. So it's a lot that, him standing just on the sideline, it's a cachet that comes with it. So, I'm glad he's coming back to football. I knew he wasn't going to stay away too long.
He's a football head.
He wasn't going to be gone for too long.
No. Staying on these coaches, man. I don't know if you've seen the news. Mac Brown gets a 1-year extension back in North Carolina. I think it takes him to 2027. What you got to say about old Mac and Saleh?
Man, he gonna coach a game, die, and then they gonna put him in the Hall of Fame and bury him the next day.
Man, he already in the Hall of Fame.
Span of 2 days.
He's already in the Hall of Fame.
I'm just saying.
He's gonna go again.
Man.
Mac coaching. Mac still coaching ball. I think if you love to coach ball, you coach it, man. If you love to play ball, you play it till you can't play no more, man. Look at Tom Brady. I think that's a lot of it. I think anybody, if you love to do something, man, just do that shit till you can't do it no more, because there's an expiration date on all of us, and so, man, I think we're just here to try to enjoy the best of the times, make the best of the times,
So let's cut to the NBA real quick.
Let's jump on the league. The league.
Man, you've been watching these boys, Jason Tatum.
Look here, man.
Jaylen Brown ball, man.
Yeah, that law firm they got up there in Boston is not taking no shots.
Ball.
You hear me? They want all theirs in pool.
The first quarter of that
KD didn't play last night,
game. No, he ain't played for several.
Yeah,
that first quarter though, that game with the Nets the other day, bro, that was ridiculous. It was like them fools had an automatic rifle that will fire only 3-pointers, and it didn't miss.
Look here,
man.
That's the problem with Boston. Boston's too much of a live by the three, die by the three.
They was just hot though. Everything was rolling and going.
So you thinking Boston they getting that chip this year? I'm gonna tell you, I like Giannis.
Hard to say that in the NBA.
I like Giannis.
All-Star break.
I like Giannis. LeBron making me fall back in love with being a LeBron fan again with his story, his pace, what he's doing with the Lakers. We were talking about a trade earlier off camera that we both kind of like for the Lakers. They had some people are listed possibly Lonzo Ball, what's his name? Zach LaVine and Javante Green for Patrick Beverley, Russell Westbrook, 2027 first pick unprotected, 2029 pick unprotected. I thought that was a decent trade for the Lakers, but you never know with the Lakers, man. But you're right, man. There's a lot of teams out there. I don't really count Brooklyn in it. I say Boston, Milwaukee. Phoenix looks like trash. They got dusted last night. I don't want to put Golden State out. What you mean they injured?
Phoenix. Everybody been injured.
Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton playing.
Yeah, Booker been out.
Booker
Still
trash.
Be out.
Booker trash. He's just a scoring machine.
What's this cat that was here?
Until it's time to score. Who?
He been out.
Little campaign. Yeah, I don't believe in Phoenix. Phoenix like the Chargers to me. Chargers will let you down any chance you want. If you are an LA Chargers fan, I am sorry because all your whole existence has been let down.
Chargers is like a old classic car that's crispy and clean on the outside, but they ain't did nothing to the engine.
Man, it's just a major letdown. You know what I'm saying?
Raggedy sounding, stalling out.
Boy, they got Kellen
gauges
Moore.
Don't work.
Maybe they're gonna ball with Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but who knows? Last night here in the state, we had Bedlam basketball. They were giving out free tickets for you to attend in Norman.
I wish I could check that out.
Expecting horrible weather. Weather wasn't that bad. It was a packed house, standing room only. I heard. So, man, Sooners did not win. Go Pokes. They won. So heard officiating was bad. No, you couldn't make free throws, but either way it goes, man.
You can't do that against Oklahoma State though.
You can't get the front about here lately. I'm gonna say this. This
is score like that, but they will stop you.
My gear grinders of the week, man. Stop complaining about officiating, people.
Yeah, shit been pretty terrible though,
man. I mean, I guess it has.
Bad.
There's holding that could be called on every play in the NFL.
True that.
Right. There's traveling or some type of foul that could be called almost every play in the NBA.
The foul on LeBron missing that was inexplainable.
The foul on LeBron was inexplainable.
That just can't happen.
The personal fouls on Patrick Mahomes has to be called every time. Right? Like, there's no way around.
I'm not arguing with that.
No, I mean, there's just been. But there's so many people crying about the call and saying the official should have just held his flag.
The hold was lightweight blatant, but I didn't see where the side judge or ref was from, what angle they had. I mean, so that's why I said I agree with you, man. Holding can be called in NFL on every damn play.
Man.
Whether you don't be able to see that as an official is almost impossible. But some of the other, calls, not in that game, I agree with you, not so much, because some of them calls, like they was bitching about the block in the back.
Yeah.
That wasn't no block in the
you
back.
Know what I mean?
Both of them pulled off and grazed and make sure they didn't hit each other, so they didn't, and he still fell. So,
but
I don't agree with that one.
people they want people to get stuff for flopping. NFL ain't gonna let you get no flopping off. You know what I'm saying? You can forget about that. But cats gotta just calm down on these officiatings, man. These officials and this officiating that's going on, man. They just doing the best. These players is too big, fast, and strong for them. You know what I'm saying? It's hard with the naked eye to be accurately right every time and moving. So, my team lost due to poor officiating some games, and I'd be upset with it. I get it. I'll be the first one to say it. But at the same time, I try to keep that in mind that these cats, you know what I'm saying, just got to play through that shit. Be better.
They
know
do.
What I'm saying?
I forgot to ask you about what you think about your boy Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, never really my boy. Mike McCarthy, not my boy.
Right.
Jerry Jones, not my boy. At this particular time, we fired all the wrong people. Dan Quinn probably should be the head coach. I believe Dan Quinn, if he was the head coach, the whole team will respond a lot differently than just the way the offense and defense responds. I think that's why you have so much. I mean, I don't know. I always hear Jerry come out and give his speech. Oh, you don't know how big a check out of Wright. Man, Wright want to get your ass out the way, Jack.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can still make your money, man, but you just your dollars pay for. You make the call when you write the check, Jerry. That's it. You made the call when you write the check, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you made the right call then. That's what you need. You need football people in there to do football things for the Cowboys. You know what I mean?
He ain't gonna get out the limelight. I mean, he done had a lot of work done on that white dehydrated grape face he got. So
I'm tell you like this,
he gonna keep it up in the crispies, smiling and saying all kinds of bullshit. But they need to. I just don't understand why you're gonna hold on to a Mike McCarthy, like you said, when you do have a Dan Quinn waiting in the ranks.
Man.
And basically, from what I guess a little bit of rumbling and rumor is he the coaching in the ranks waiting? Well, waiting for what? Like the time is now. What are you doing? Like that shit don't make no sense.
Well, the other issue is they got to somehow translate Dak's contract into some type of on-field success, right? Like you got to find a way to make him more efficient. My thing would be probably be a lot more short intermediate passes, but they let so much of the talent go last season. CD needed help. He needed that Cedric Wilson, you know what I'm saying, to open up that inside. Amari to take up off that deep intermediate routes for him, you know what I'm saying, because he can go over the top. Even if Amari didn't catch the ball as consistent, we got to work his numbers down, you know what I'm saying. People still want to be paid and comfortable, so I don't know, man. I just think the Cowboys, they got to hit on this year's draft somehow, They got to get another tight end. They got to get a big time tight end.
Yeah, that's something always they staple for the longest. But
they missing that type of player. Then they probably need to go get another 2 or 3 big time secondary players, corner and a safety. They got some speed and some agility, and then probably grab you a receiver or another running back. You know what I mean? I would probably draft me 2 little running backs towards the 4th and 5th round.
Yeah,
and later.
Because you don't know how Pollard gonna come back off this injury.
Man, you can't never have too many horses.
Zeke is.
You can't. San Francisco show you one thing, man. If anything, I would be of super multiple offense. I would always try to keep enough balance to be able to throw the ball and run the ball. You know what I mean? But not with 1 back, 2, 3 backs, 4 backs, 5 backs. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You fuck how many backs? I think NFL offensive coordinators aren't creative enough. Like they don't get into different schemes where they're having multiple packages of the same personnel on the field to create different variable looks for that defense. So, you got 2 running backs on the field, but you might know because you practice them that they're 2 year better pass catching backs. Defense might line up in a damn run defense, expecting a run, and now you create a play action pass. It just creativity's lacking. You only see it in a handful of coaches. That's all. I like that shit. Like that shit.
Yeah, and they showing all that is. It likes the creativity.
Kind of onto some sadder news and this here sports session. We'll try to blend in some different topics within this sports session. Keep us kind of relevant in the news. R.I.P. to Ricky Smiley's son. The passing of his son Brandon, man. Hope everybody shout outs and prayers and send condolences to his family. Losing anybody in this year for whatever reason is unfortunate. So we just want to make sure we send our love and shout out here from the sports session. So there you go, Ricky, for you one time and your family.
Peace, man. Yeah, I kind of heard it in his voice. He kind of heard a little piece of his video that he took. It was just pain, boy. That's
for sure.
That's something none of us as parents want to experience, is having to bear our own children.
Correct.
So this, I don't know, man. This stuff is kind of ridiculous. I was gonna wait to drop my little Black History little nugget at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now because it's kind of segueing.
Okay.
Man, quit participating and supporting. Some of them is kind of nice. I love Django. That's my all-timer. But fuck these slave movies, man. This is Black History Month, so let's start, really getting into our history. Pre that experience that some of us, in our family lines that, undertook, not by our own hand, not by our own choice, lost our names, lost our family, lost our language, lost all things, some of them never to be recovered. But that's not where we originated from. I was listening to Ricky Smiley actually this morning, and Brother Jeff, very intelligent brother that always dropping nuggets or whatever, but he kind of brought back to my memory about the true vastness and importance and significance of Timbuktu. Our one of Kemet's original the Empire Mali, one of their original universities. People from all across the world, the Greeks and Romans, everybody used to come there to get the original knowledge. Studies
and
human studies that were some forbidden, but mostly just not known to the common world. Some that were common things such as building cisterns, for cities large and small, to knowledge of the spiritual things, the higher intellects. So that's all these projections that we into now, and what we really accepting of ourselves. Those of God's chosen true people that are out there, and there's something churning inside of you, and something gives you that little tingle when you come around things, or you hear a young brother or sister talking in a manner and a frame that it's enlightening, it lifts you up. That's what purpose and the reason. So start expounding on that. Start studying what your people are really about, where they come from, your specific, breakdown, a tribe or colony, a dialect, or whatever it is, because all that stuff is still out there, especially with this internet. We can access it. So this is Black History Month. I love all the Martins and the Malcolms and the Rosa Parks and all those those experiences and stories. They were great for us. They changed a lot of things, especially here within the American existence. But you guys, that's such a small framework of the greater and grand knowledge of who we truly are and what our importance is to the world. And that's what they're trying to hide. So that's my Black History.
He dropped a bomb on you.
I got another one next week too.
Man, okay.
A whole month.
I don't know how the hell you expect me to follow that there. So what I'm gonna say is this: don't eat no bad pork. You know what I'm saying? It's the healthiest month. You know
Smoke
what I'm
with them vegan wraps.
You smoke them vegan wraps. Eat them vegan wraps. Do all that. I'm not participating in that type of ish, but for those who are, no, let me stop. Let me be serious with y'all, man. I just think kind of going off on him, man, show a little bit more humility. If we can do anything in this Black History Month, with all the adversities that we might be faced with all the tragedies that we might be faced with, somehow we still have to stand up and show the grace and the humility and the dignity of the people that we are. And so with the piss poor things that do go on, like the situation in Memphis with those 6 officers, with the young man that lost his life there in Memphis, I just think that somehow we still got to show humility, not for those people, but for ourselves, because through these trying ass times, man, we still got to find a way to come together, and our children got to come together and live on this earth still. So might as well just kind of like get the fuck along while we're here, because we're not going anywhere. And then when we go somewhere, we're all gonna kind of go at the same damn time. Like, it's not real strategic, you know what I'm saying? As long as we allow certain people try to come in and pick us off. As far as us, more specifically based, man, we just got to get more in tune with a lot of shit that he was talking about with selves, but with nature. You know what I'm saying? Understand what nature provides for us, intellectually, spiritually, how we're supposed to really receive and interact with these energies that are all around us. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many energies that we take in and don't understand why we have anxieties, depressions, and all type of imbalances,
diet,
man.
Attitude.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, man, just get back in tune with health, man. Just get your health. I think if your body physically is right, then your mind can learn how to be physically right. So, all that shit is important, man. Here on the Sports Sesh, we try to bring all that shit to you. We try to give you a good balance of it, kind of still segueing, and we're going to drop this last little nugget, and we'll end it here, man, because I just thought it was the coolest. That the Green Comet shooting through. America, man. We hope
everybody. See if I can check that out. That
used
to
man.
Be my thing in school.
You know what I mean? That was me. I wanted to go out there, look at the stars, see a little shit pass through. My son's into it. So if you got kids, man, y'all look at that's something else. Astrology. We brought you. See, that's as we're getting back to us, kind of like we were saying earlier, man. Astrology is something that was brought to you by African American culture. So as African Americans, man, take a chance to just enjoy some of the finer things that our people have made available. Shit, 100,000 years before we even thought of this. You know what I'm saying? We can go out and check the Green Comet out thanks to a more We out.
The next song gonna be like 50,000 years. Peace.
It's the Sesh, your boy Ned.